This is AI Command App News. Here's what moved markets and reshaped the tech landscape today and what it means for your business. Our lead story, SpaceX is now a public company and Elon Musk is the world's first trillionaire. SpaceX debuted on the Nasdaq under the ticker SPCX. Shares opened at $150 and closed their first day at $161, a 19% pop that pushed the company to a valuation north of $2 trillion. That makes SpaceX on day one the sixth most valuable company in the United States, despite being a fraction the size of the tech megacaps by actual revenue. Here's why that matters. SpaceX isn't being priced on what it earns today. Ars Technica notes it's now valued largely for its AI and satellite data potential. Investors are paying for the future, not the income statement. Musk's stake alone is worth more than $766 billion. Combined with Tesla, CNBC puts his net worth around $1.05 trillion, the first person ever to cross that line. And the wealth didn't stop at the top. Business Insider reports the IPO minted thousands of new millionaires across SpaceX's workforce, right down to welders and cafeteria staff. The investor takeaway is bigger than one company. TechCrunch is calling this the start of a hot IPO summer, led by a new acronym, Mangos, Meta, Anthropic, Nvidia, Google, OpenAI, and SpaceX. As Yahoo Finance put it bluntly, you can ignore the AI giants, but your 401k can't. If you hold an index fund, you now own a slice of this story whether you chose to or not. Story 2. Washington just pulled the plug on Anthropic's most powerful AI models. On Friday evening, the U.S. Commerce Department issued an export control order blocking foreign access to Claude Fable 5 and Mythos 5. The concern, according to Ars Technica, was that a Fable 5 jailbreak could become a national security threat. To comply, Anthropic completely suspended access to both models for every foreign nation inside and outside the U.S. The order was so sweeping it even cut off Anthropic's own employees. For business leaders, this is a wake-up call about concentration risk. If your operations were built on those models Thursday, they were gone by Saturday. No migration window, no warning. A regulatory decision became an outage. The lesson investors and operators should take away: vendor dependency is now a geopolitical variable, and resilience means having a fallback you control. Story 3, and this one rewrites the rules of AI liability. A German court has ruled that Google is legally responsible for false statements generated by its AI overviews. Per Wired, the court held that a company which designs, trains, operates, and manages an AI system must assume legal liability for the damage its responses cause. Translation for every executive: the model said it, not us, is no longer a defense. Expect compliance, insurance, and audit costs to follow AI deployments into the boardroom. Story 4 is the week's big media deal. The Justice Department has cleared Paramount's acquisition of Warner Bros., according to the Washington Post and the New York Times. A media giant just got dramatically bigger, reshaping the streaming and studio landscape, and signaling that this administration's antitrust posture has room for mega mergers. Watch the ripple effects across content, advertising, and the stocks tied to both. And finally, the macro backdrop investors can't ignore. The Federal Reserve meets next week, now under Chairman Kevin Warsh. Bond giant Pimco is warning that defaults in the debt markets are starting to reappear, advising investors to lean into fixed income as equity valuations look stretched. Translate that against a market where a pre-revenue space company is worth $2 trillion, and you get the central tension of this moment: enormous optimism about AI sitting on top of a credit market flashing caution. So here's your bottom line for today. Capital is flooding into AI and the companies that promise it. But the same week handed us two hard reminders: that access to these tools can be revoked by governments overnight, and that responsibility for what they produce now lands squarely on the businesses that deploy them. Optimism up top, fragility underneath. Plan for both. That's your AI news for today from AI Command App. We'll see you tomorrow.